Welcome, everybody, to Friday's edition of Pick and Roll. Looking to end off the week here with a bang with the official picks coming in later today as we have a pretty nice NBA slate to work with. Apologies again for starting late. There was a ton of line movement. A lot of stuff was going off the board on NBA markets, so took an extra time to make sure the picks are right for you guys who have been tailing the picks. So we appreciate you waiting around for those and sticking with us on this channel. Please make sure, by the way, with this channel, if you are enjoying the content, least you can do is smash that like button and subscribe for more basketball content like this every single weekday as part of the Hammer Betting Network. But we had one official play for yesterday's very small slate, and it was an Alperen Şengün, a same game parlay, both on his points and his assists. And I really got to hand it to you once again. An outstanding call on this one because you called this very well with just the way the Utah Jazz have handled centers this season. Going with Şengün, he covers the point total easily. In the end, does cover the assist total quite easily as well, considering it was a 1.5 line as he goes 20-3 on those. It actually adds in 14 rebounds. I guess it had to have been just kind of as expected for you.
Yeah, I mean it's difficult to predict uh, like Houston Rockets the way they are going to play. That's always like difficult stuff. But yeah, they were going to Shengun and they were feeding him, and he had some amazing shot making inside. He was getting offensive rebound, pullbacks. Yeah, amazing game from Alperen as expected. He's probably my favorite player on that roster. Very interesting to watch. He's so flashy, and yeah, maybe not the wise decision to put down his 13.5 line to 11.5 and add assists because it's more variance. But he had 8 as a potential assist, which was the team high. It was just like he made the first assist and then they missed 5 straight shots on his pass, wide open shots, and then he late into the game made another 2 assists to finish with 3, and yeah, everything went as planned in that one.
So great stuff there. And on the season, as I just pulled it up there, 57-37 record, which is outstanding so far. And there are 3 more plays, like I said, coming a bit later for you guys today. But 11.7% ROI, which is outstanding. Let's hope to keep things going. This piece of discussion for today, wanted to bring up the Los Angeles Clippers. The NBA, it is difficult to really put teams down and beef teams up too much because a short losing streak like 4 games can really kind of change the outlook of your team. I mean, the Dallas Mavericks won 7 in a row. All of a sudden, they're 4th in the West rather than us kind of criticizing them for not being good outside of Doncic. So for the Clippers, they're down to still a winning record, 21-19. They've lost their last 4, as I have mentioned. And we've spoken about them on this show before. But overall, like just the way they conduct their team, load management, there's been injuries that are outside of their control. We all kind of treated this Clippers team like they were probably going to be some superpower in the NBA. The amount of money they're spending record amount of payroll on their team. Steve Ballmer is happy to go well into the luxury tax. With all that being said, I mean, they got absolutely beat down by the Denver Nuggets yesterday. I think at one point the game was something around 62-23, and it ends 122-91, which makes it look a little bit better. But for Pips, is there like concern over the way the Clippers conduct themselves in the regular season? Do you think with so much parity in the league, you can just switch it on when it comes to the playoffs?
I think they need to switch it off a little bit earlier, like as soon as possible now. Like we are almost 3 months into the season, like, and they are still not. There's not chemistry there, and the guys are like you have never have like game in game out. You have different lineups and different players playing, and that that will be important. But if you had some like guys that you need to check out, but they have like 12 NBA ready players that have playoff experience, and there is no point going 12 players deep when the playoffs comes. They will play like 8 to 9 players in the rotation and starters 40 minutes. So I don't see the upside of this. And I hope they, in the future, in the next couple of weeks, start playing their regular guys a lot together to try to turn things off. I mean, even with all of this, they still have a decent record, and they will probably
Yeah.
be, if there is no major injuries, they will probably top four seeds on the West, because they will only get better as Kawhi is getting to the form. Paul George is playing amazing. They have like Zubats, Norman Powell. Like they have deep team, but I hope to see like 35 minutes from Kawhi and Paul George on regular basis. And they are a good team, and they are on contenders on the paper. They just need to like put in the work and time and figure things out.
Yeah, and this was something a bit of a concern I had before the season. So Clippers are a deep team, like you said, 12 NBA players, but like a typical NBA team runs like 9 or 10 guys in their games. You don't need all those extra guys. But the Clippers, who have to worry about the injuries so much, who have to worry about load management so much, they kind of have no choice but to construct this wildly deep team. But as it gets to the crunch time, the playoffs, like those rotations, like you said, they shrink even further. So part of my like obviously they've got the top end talent, but when it comes to like the depth for the playoffs, like the first three guys or the only three guys maybe in the playoffs coming off the bench, I feel like they could fall a little bit short in those spots. But I agree with you. They have to really figure out like what is going to be the key guy, who are going to be the key guys late season and in the playoffs, and get those guys accustomed to playing with each other because we've seen them fall off in the playoffs just out of nowhere, despite all the talent there. So sometimes talent isn't everything. So something to look at for the Clippers. But as we mentioned, with a good slate today, let's get you guys into the picks for today. Three official plays coming your way. The first one involves the Hawks, who are going to LA to take on the Los Angeles Lakers.
So the first bet is LeBron James over 29.5 points combined with DeAndre Hunter over 11.5 points, which is minus 150 at DraftKings. So if we take a look at LeBron scoring lately, he was like 35, 33, 30, 33. Like he's consistently scoring over 30 points. And in the last two games, he scored 47 and 43, which is like amazing. And the 47, obviously, the season high came against this same Hawks team. So yeah, it was on his birthday, but I don't think he will back down tonight. I mean, nothing changed. He's still the by far the best player, and the far by far need to shoot the most. So I expect him to
Yeah.
shoot like 25 times, and he's covering this line easily when he does. I have huge concerns for Hawks defense without Capella. Hawks are my second favorite team after Houston Rockets, and I watch like every game of them. And yeah, their defense is terrible right now. Like, I mean, when I say terrible, that's yeah, they are allowing the fourth most points over the last 15 games without Capella.
Wow.
So that's huge because they were like above average defense throughout the season.
Yep.
But without Capella is just huge for them. Like even like it's similar. Like 76ers are the third best defensive team in the league with Embiid, and when Embiid sits, they're like way below average. So yeah, just with Capella, no great rim protection. Onyeka Okongwu is decent defender, but he gets lost in rotations and still not up there yet. So as I said, and also two games LeBron didn't cover this line were like games against Miami. Heat like obviously way better defensive team than this Hawks team, and he also scored. He came close. He scored 27 points in a blowout, like in 33 minutes, and he played 40 minutes against the Hawks. And the game before that, he scored 28 against Orlando Magic, also a better defensive team, who gave him a way more attention, and it was in 31 minutes because it was a blowout. So only two games that he didn't cover over the last 11 games were the blowouts, and he came close. So I really like this part for LeBron. And the second part of this bet is DeAndre Hunter. So the thing about Hunter is he is getting when he's getting the minutes, he's covering this line pretty easily in the entire season. And in the last game, yeah, Nate McMillan, with all the problems that Hawks have, went heavily into the seven guys. So they played the most minutes, and DeAndre Hunter played 36 minutes. And if he gets 36 minutes against this Lakers defense and pace and everything, I think he's in a great spot to cover this. And I also watched the last game with the Hawks, and they were going to DeAndre Hunter like he was their first scoring option in that game. They were just going to DeAndre Hunter, like spamming him. I don't know why. I mean, he's a great finisher, but if they just continue with that, like he will get this line crushed in like three quarters. So love that game, and also one of the highest totals on the slate. So taking two overs is always great.
Yeah, and the total, by the way, not only has is it really high, it has dramatically shot up. We talked about line movement. This one started low 230s. It's now low 240s. So there's a lot of points expected in this game. So nice to get some overs in here on two players that you think can thrive in the matchup. Let's move into the second pick. This one's a straight player prop, and it is on. We're going back. Hopefully, he actually plays today to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
So Shea Gilgeous Alexander over 30.5 points, which is minus 110 at bet MGM. A game against the Wizards. So we are usually betting bigs against the Wizards because they
Yes.
are in a deep drop and they are allowing mid range, and every player that can hook shot or shot like 5 to 10 feet from the rim is killing them. But I just think this game for Shea is like he's great mid range shooter this season. He's getting a ton of on the line, and Wizards are fouling a lot. And in the first game this season, they played like I think a month ago. Shea scored 42 points, and I expect pretty much the same tonight. I'm not saying he will score that, but I expect the same aggressiveness and same shots. And the thing is, Shea, as we saw lately, the Wizards are starting five players, which no one can stop Shea.
Mhm.
When Avdia was starting, he's like a very capable defender, but with him going off the bench, Corey Kispert can't do anything against Shea. Kyle Kuzma is decent, but not the one player to defend Shea. They are starting with two bigs. Shea will cook them like they are super slow, and I think this is a great spot for Shea. And when he gets the fourth quarter minutes, he's crushing this line the entire season. And the thing is, this game is projected to be, I think, 1.5 point spread.
Yeah.
So it's projected to be a close. So if he gets the fourth quarter minutes, he should be able to cover this line pretty easily.
Yeah, Shea making an all-star case this year in the first batch of voting returns. He's very high up in the Western Conference guards. So, hey, you liked them last time, and you like playing against the Wizards. This is a good spot for Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Let's move into the third pick. This is a game involving the Toronto Raptors. We had some harsh words for yesterday. One person that we don't have harsh words for is Pascal Siakam, the way he's played this season, and he's paired with a rare under on the pick and roll show. Here is the third pick.
So my pick for this one is Jalen Brunson under 24.5 points combined with Pascal Siakam over 19.5 points, which is minus 505 at DraftKings, getting a good price on this.
Mhm.
So Jalen Brunson in the last game against the Toronto Raptors scored seven points in 40 minutes. I made a mistake. I didn't bet the game, but I expected Toronto Raptors to double team Julius Randle, but they just put OG on Obi to defend him, and that was it. Like that was enough. And yeah, Julius Randle had an amazing game, but he made like every shot he usually doesn't make. So
I'll say.
yeah, but the thing I loved about that game is how they defended Jalen Brunson. Obviously, they put Hernan Gomez on him, which was a quite surprise. But they put him on to size, so Brunson can shoot over him. And whenever he was trying to go past him, they just like similar defense to Giannis. They were swarming down in the paint and didn't get Jalen Brunson didn't get anything. Even the shots he did take, and it was like one of the season lowest field goal attempts for 40 minutes. It was forced and it were difficult shots and 7 points. I mean, if he scores 3 times, that he's still under this line, and it's still something left for him to score. And yeah, I just expect like you are okay with Julius Randle's shooting mid-range shots the
Oh yeah.
entire game. Like yeah,
We
so
talked about the efficiency stuff yesterday, so that it's
and
more than fine.
there is no RJ Barrett, there is no concern with Mitchell Robinson, so I think they'll go with the same type of defense, especially since they won. Nurse, when something goes well, he doesn't change that usually. So I just expect him to just farm up of the Brunson and live with Quentin Grimes and Julius Randle shooting. So I think that's that's the way he will approach this game, and I won't be surprised if we see like Grimes scoring 7 threes tonight. Because
Yeah,
in one of the
just be
days I
one of those
was trying
games.
to, yeah. And Pascal Siakam obviously had career high 52 points against the Knicks in that game. He was playing at the five, which is probably the best position for him to play. He was going against Mitchell Robinson, who is just like he was just dropping down and leaving like short mid range for Siakam, and that's just for Siakam the way he's playing the season. Anything like below the free throw lines, jumpers, he's cooking that, and I think he can get half of this line from the free throws. He'll be aggressive, and I expect a big game for Pascal. And obviously, this is a must-win game for Raptors. We are saying that for weeks now, but if this goes wrong, I think alarms going up there, and yeah.
They're already going off, man.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, like we are saying for weeks now that this is a must-win game, but I will be surprised if we see Pascal playing 40 plus minutes tonight because, yeah, it's like they must win this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird situation. The Raptors are obviously looking for answers. It was just such a strange game against Milwaukee in the last game. Siakam only had 11 points. He was just a rare off game where he's 4 for 18, something like that. But yeah, I mean, he's consistently been able to score against the Knicks.
Yeah,
Matchup wise, we saw 52 in the first game.
yeah. And prior to that Bucks game, which is difficult matchup for very difficult matchup for
Yeah, because of
Pascal.
Lopez.
Yeah, and he had 8 straight games in 25 or more points. So I think that game just a stinker, and we'll
Oh yeah.
get. Yeah, Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson can defend Siakam. Like there, no way. Especially if they put Randle on him, like that guy is like he's having great offensive season this again, but his defense is terrible, and that's like good way to say.
Yeah. Look, Knicks fans don't like him for a reason. They're very, very harsh on him. Maybe a little bit too harsh, but there's definitely some validity to
Yeah, for
those
sure.
statements.
Like he's doing a decent job on offense, especially in last month or so.
But yeah, they're overly critical. I think there's some justification to that, but still, like, yeah, the defense isn't quite there. The shot selection, like you said, may not quite be there. But with that, let's wrap this one up. We'll go into the recap of the three official plays. First of all, in the Hawks Lakers game, LeBron over 29.5 points paired with DeAndre Hunter over 11.5 points. That is minus 115 at DraftKings. Second play is in the Wizards at Thunder game, looking for the one-on-one defense and the drop coverage by the Wizards against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And we wanted to go over 30.5 points. That is minus 110 at BetMGM. And the third play we have in the Raptors and Knicks game, Jalen Brunson under 24.5 points, mixed with Siakam over 19.5 points. Nice price here at minus 105 on DraftKings. So thank you, guys. Let's have a strong finish to the week. Yes, it's been another good week here. A great week to start off 2023. If you guys have been rocking with the show, please make sure you drop a like, smash that like button on YouTube, and consider subscribing. Thank you guys for helping us hit 500 subscribers on YouTube. We did that last night or today. I didn't quite check, but we're over 500 now. So thank you so much for that, guys. If you are getting value out of the show, you are tailing the picks, winning some money along with Pips' selections, then the least you can do, in our opinion, is just to support the show. Tell a friend about it, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on Twitter. If you're listening to podcasts, rate and review 5 stars. And enjoy your weekend, everybody. We'll see you on Monday for more from Pick and Roll.